guys. So it has been almost a month since I posted a video on here. The coronavirus has just made my day job insanely busy. It's finally slowed down, but I probably won't be posting back to normal for a while. So I wanted to hop on really quick and talk about the new budget planner I'm using and also go through my main budget because I know with all this stuff going on, I've been finding it helpful to watch other people's budgets and talk, to other people about how they're planning with all this. So, this is the CleverFox budget planner. They also sent me the CleverFox budget book. I'll put in a little clip here showing like the difference between the two. But basically, if you are a person who prefers to like physically write that kind of stuff out, CleverFox has a few different options for you. There's also a ton of different colors of these. I chose just black because I like that aesthetic, but they have a bunch of options. They also have cash envelopes, which are wonderful. They're really, really well made. They're super durable. They come in this cute little like zipper case, and then all of them, let me find one I haven't used. All of them come with like a little budget sheet as well, so that way you are totally set up and ready to use these as soon as you get them. So if you are a paper budget person, you like having things written down, check them out. I'll link to them down in the description box below. They did send these to me for free, but they didn't pay me to say any of this. They don't even know I'm making this video, so keep that in mind. But they're also super affordable, so that's what's nice about them. Anyways, so April was a really weird month. We actually ended up working a lot of overtime. My husband started working with me, so we work at the same job. We also got the stimulus check, which ended up being $2,900 for us, 2 people and a baby. And then my dad actually sent us some money as well to help us finish off the last of our car loan. So we officially paid off our car payment. I filmed us paying it and making the last little payment here. This payment includes $1,913.28 over the required monthly payment amount. This is our last car payment. We did it. Payment confirmation.
It's paid off! Woo!
One more to go. Evie, why aren't you more excited? Why aren't you more excited? Look.
Will you break my ear?
Yay. So that was just super fun. That car payment we have had since before we were married, and so it was just such a good feeling to finally pay that thing off. We now own both of our cars, and we only have student loans left. So student loans, we are planning on making a really small payment, an extra payment towards them this month. But because of the corona stuff, we ended up not having to make any minimum payments. We also don't have interest on any of my student loans until October. So basically our goal now is to just pay extra on those student loans, even though we don't need to, and just start to knock some of those out. The way that the student loans are is that they're grouped into multiple smaller loans. So our smallest was only $1,100 and our largest is about $7,000. So it varies quite a bit. Overall total, we have about $28,000 in student loan debt. We ended up paying $2,200 of that off already. So we are in a really good place financially right now going into May. With all that being said, we also are now going to start looking for a home. We have been renters since we moved out. We've never owned a home or bought a house before, so in October our lease is up and we are officially going to be looking for a house. If we don't find something that we like, we'll end up just renting for another year. No harm, no foul. It means that we can pay off our student loans and then save up some more money for just home repairs and really beef up our emergency fund to be, maybe 8 or 9 months of expenses. But right now we're just in a really good position, and because of the housing market in this area right now, it would actually be a really good time to buy a home. We'd actually end up saving money buying one now rather than waiting a year. But we're just gonna play it all by ear. Whatever God has in the cards is what we'll roll with. So with all that being said, in May our plan is to go ahead and pay off the last of my student loan C, We paid off student loan B and C, so they're broken up into 8 different groups. Those were my 2 smallest loans that will now be paid off. So we'll have roughly $24,000 left in student loans, which we're confident we can pay off in either the rest of this year or in the following year if we do end up buying a home. Along with that, we also are going to start putting all of our extra money into a home savings fund. That will pay for a down payment if we end up doing that. We're going to get a VA home loan, so we don't need a down payment, but we probably will put something down. And then it'll also cover any closing costs and start to beef up a little bit extra of an emergency fund for if something in the house breaks. If we need a new heater or a new roof or a washing machine or whatever could happen with that. Home ownership can be really expensive, so we just want to save up as much as possible until October, so that way we have a little bit of a fund there to pull from. Along with that, our plan is that if we don't find a home by August, basically August is when we have to let our apartments know that we're moving. If we don't find one at that point, what we'll do is just take all this money out of this home savings account that we'll be building up over the next few months, and we'll just put that towards student loans, and we'll just pay off a huge chunk of student loans all at once. Again, because of COVID, we don't have to make any payments. There's no interest building up. So whether we pay it now or over the next few months, or if we pay it all in August, doesn't make a difference in the payments or in the long run. All that's doing is giving us a little more flexibility with our expenses. So let me show you an up close of the budget book, and I'll show you our budget for the month. So this is my main budget. As you can see, I did leave some stuff blank. So my husband's checks vary because he's hourly, and he's also doing finals this month for school. So he has some days off that were different than last month. So we're just leaving that blank, but we know roughly how much money he'll make there. Contracts and roommate, my sister-in-law lives with us, so she pays us some money, and then I make some money from a contract position. We have all the bills listed on our calendar, and then we also have planned at least $1,600 going into savings for this month. Anything that we make over what we planned will just also roll into that home savings account. Then we have our rent. This includes things like maintenance, gas, waste removal. So I didn't break it out that way this time. Insurance, that's our car insurance, renter's insurance, and insurance on like our wedding rings and things like that. Electricity, we don't know until mid-month, so I always just plan for about $150. It should be closer to $120. Our cell phones are through Google Fi. That's why it's so inexpensive. My husband and I each have a phone through them, and we use less than 1 gigabyte a month, so it's less than $50. TV and internet, we use Comcast, and we don't have cable, so it's $50 a month. Spotify, that's mine, $11. Groceries, $700. That includes pet food and household accessories and things, toilet paper, stuff like that. Also, this includes my sister-in-law's groceries, so she just pays us one chunk per month, and then that's for all 3 of our groceries plus the baby and the pets. Dining out and drinks are $100 each. Insurance, that's our life insurance, that's $26 a month. Fuel, we put $100, but this last month we only used $20 because of the shutdown and quarantine. We barely drove anywhere. Toll roads, we put $30, but we probably, again, won't use that. Then me, my husband, and my daughter all have our own, like, spending budgets. We each get $100. She gets $150 because that includes diapers. And then that also includes toys, clothes, snacks, things like that that we don't really put into other budgets that are for her specifically. Our student loan payments, we're going to pay $1,583. I'll talk about that in just a minute. That's going to finish off one of our loans. We're working our way up to tithing 10%. This month we're doing $220. Gifts, $50. Sometimes that just goes towards birthday gifts or little things like that. If we don't end up using it, that goes into our tithe as well. And then other is just $50 for any expenses we might have forgotten. So that's what this budget looks like for the month. Throughout the month, we'll put everything into our expense tracker, and then at the end of the month, oops, too far, we have like a monthly budget review. So that's our balance from April, and then we can put in all this info at the end of the month. Okay, so that is pretty much it. Not too many crazy things going on. We are going to try to cut way back on our grocery budget for the entire month. I budgeted 700. My goal is to keep it under 500. In April, we spent so much money on groceries. We also bought a lot of extra stuff. We bought a sewing machine. We bought stuff to make masks for our entire family. That was expensive. We ended up eating out a lot because we were working so much. We were too tired to cook. So, with all that being said, our goal for this month is to just really start cutting back on our expenses and really just being able to put as much money into our savings accounts as possible. That way, we are ready if we do buy a home in October. If we do end up doing that, obviously, I'll post about that. I'll share our process through that because that's a whole part of life that a lot of people have never done before, never known about. And since we're first time home buyers, I think that it would be helpful to kind of do videos talking about our experience and how we walk through that. So far, all that we've done is gone with USAA, and we got a pre-approval on a mortgage. So we found out that we will get pre-approved for at least $375,000, and we know kind of budget-wise what we can afford. We also know in that area, that amount of money unfortunately doesn't buy a lot of house. So we're just looking into a couple different options, and that's why we're waiting to decide if we do want to buy this year or not. Anyways, that's a lot of rambling. I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.